Hi, this is Simon Chan, and welcome to my network marketing training. Members of my coaching mastermind groups can ask me questions on a weekly basis, and today's question comes from our Advanced Diamond Mine member, Josie, out in Sydney, Australia. And she says, "Hi Simon, I have a Gen Y leader in my Sydney team who was very active in the past 6 months and created momentum in his business. His attitude seems to have gotten in the way between him and his direct upline, who is the silver director, a very active leader as well. I try to communicate with the Gen Y leader via phone, text, and online, but unsuccessful. How would you revive such a situation?" I can see why you said the attitude and mindset are qualities that are crucial. Okay, Josie, I'm sorry to hear about your situation here. This is a more advanced training for leaders. Josie is a successful leader who has a business in different countries already. So the first thing is, before I share what you can do, I think you learn from the mistakes. Right? We all make mistakes, and which is fine, but just don't make the same mistake twice, right? Then you become a failure. So the one thing I want to talk about is you have to build deep, or to build your roots. Okay, roots. So meaning when I say building roots, it's like a tree, right? Which are the ones, for example, what's the difference between a tree, like an oak tree, or maybe a small tiny tree, right? The difference is the roots. The roots of a big oak tree are deep, right? You can't pull that tree off the ground, or even any type of tree, you can't pull it out of the ground. But when it just hatches from the seed, just comes out, you can easily pull it out. Why can you pull it out? Because the roots are weak. The roots are maybe only, when it just comes out of the ground, only a couple inches, right? Then when it gets bigger, it's harder. But if you still pull, you have maybe 3 people pull it, you can probably pull the tree out of the ground because the roots are not deep. So that's what happens when you're in business, right? And now if you try to pull an oak tree, you can get like cranes and machines, and you can't sometimes even pull it out, right? So, and just recently we had like the Hurricane Sandy. The trees got knocked down were the ones with bad roots. The ones who are deep, they can't be yanked down. So it's the same with your business. So when I say your business is like the oak tree. You gotta deep roots, meaning you gotta go deep levels, building depth, and having, when I say that, it's having the relationship with those leaders. You just can't work with, hey, I'm working with the top leader here, and he'll take care of everything else. Because if that top leader ever happens where he gets sick, or anything can happen, he can pass away, he can get sick, he can quit the business, then what's going to happen to the rest of your team? Right? You're building a business, a long-term business where you can retire from, pass to your children, pass to your grandkids, right? So you want that thing the deepest possible. So it will require time and commitment and work, and that's one of the reasons why you can't build too many legs all at once, especially if you're in some type of binary plan, because your time is better spent. Okay. Now you may not get the fast income immediately, but you build long-term stability. And overall, because of the long-term stability, you'll be able to earn more income. Because once you build a deepness, you never have to worry about the leg again. And then you can go have all the time in the world to build new legs. Okay. So what I mean by building deep, just like the oak tree, right? You want to go down. When you put water, you just don't want the top layer to get water. You want the deep roots. The deeper they grow, and once it gets strong, hey, roots can damage foundations of houses. It actually can seep through, break into concrete. You can tear off concrete. You can do all crazy things, and that's the nature of your business, right? Once you have something so strong, you can build all the other, you can build all other legs, and that leg is strong. Right? A hurricane can blow that tree and it can't even take that tree out. That tree is invulnerable. So that's basically what you need to do in your business is when you first start off, build relationships, not just with your top leader, but his leaders as well. That doesn't mean you're going to work one-on-one with them close, because you're not going to have the time to do that. Now, if you have the time, start off, great. And you just start new in the business and you're in a couple downline, that's great, right? But you want to work deeper but if you're a leader, Josie, you may not have the time to do that, but have a relationship with them. Meaning, when you do trainings, you go out to dinner, you build a relationship, right? You get the team together, and the business is, at the end of the day, it's all about relationships. How well you know the people. Now, if your relationship with that Gen Y leader was built already, he still may have breaking off from that silver, which is bound to happen. this does happen many times, but at least you could have known about it, you could prevent it, or you made the situation better. Or he would definitely at least reply to you, right? He may not want to meet you, but you courteously reply to you, figure something out. Or you could work a situation out that would win-win better for everyone. So the lesson is work deep, right? Doesn't mean you have to be best friends with everyone, but when you do training, go out for dinner, share each other, give your heart out to them, share, become friends, build a relationship with them. Now, so that's rooting. Build deep roots, right? When I first started my business, and if you're new in the business, new to this business, watching this is much easier because just say you have only 5-10 downlines, you should build good relationships with all 10 of them, right? So if anyone, and you never know who's going to be a leader who stands out. You never know who's going to emerge. But when they do emerge, you have a relationship, and people always history, right? You always remember how you started off, the history. That would help you. That keeps people together, keeps people in the business. So in your situation right now, right, a mindset, attitude, those are things you have to train about, right? I think it's good that you realize how crucial it is, because skills can always be taught, but attitude, mindset, those are hard things to change. I had no skills, but I had the right mindset, right attitude, right? So attitude, mindset can create miracles. So, if you have the right mindset, or could it destroy things if you do the wrong thing? So make sure going forward, your training always has some, mindset. Share stories of successful people, what they've gone through. The best way to share is not just it's not just tell them what to do, but share stories of successful people or what they've done. Now, your situation, I would see if obviously you have a relationship with the silver. If him and the silver and the leader can get together, right? And you be there. If that doesn't work, now I know the situation would be harder. It's challenges already because your relationship with this Gen Y leader is not good. Also, you're older, and he's Gen Y. So it's like listening to the mom or the parent or someone's older. So it's harder. That's going to be a problem, a challenge, right? Because you may not. Well, you may relate to him, but this leader may feel that you don't relate to him. So, he's like, what's a waste of my time to meet Josie? So maybe you need to have develop a relationship with someone that the Gen Y leader is close to. That then you can build a trust. He needs to trust you, and then this intermediary, this other person can bring you all together, right? And I would keep it as I would let the general leader, hey, just to catch up. I don't want to talk. I'm not saying who's right and who's wrong. I just want to see what happens as leader, how I can help the situation. Not to make who's right and who's wrong. I mean, now it seems like, from your thing that his attitude is wrong, not good. But that's from the silver director's perspective, right? The Gen Y may have, the leader, he may be totally legitimate in his concerns. And you want to hear about how you can help them, not to correct them or to, discipline them, or, that's the worst, to discipline, but to find a way to work together. So you just want to find out how you can help them grow the business. And maybe another way to approach it is, hey, since you're not working with the silver right now, and silver director is not going to be supporting you, let me see how I can support you, right? Anything I could do to help. So maybe he'll be more open that way. Also, I would recommend that maybe you can use someone that he trusts as a middle person, and just to let them know, you have best intentions. So that's what I would help. That's what I would suggest, and hope that helps. And it all comes down to communication, right? Communication is so important. That's what leadership is about: communicating with the team, building the relationships with the team. So now that you know this happens, and a lot of times it's not like, it may not even be his attitude. It's not his attitude. A lot of times just miscommunication. A lot of times people have great intentions, great attitudes, but miscommunications makes people assume things, and then one bad assumption leads to another, and it just becomes a big mess, and then people are pointing fingers or think that it's the other person's fault, right? Or the person's bad. So in your case, Gen Y leader, he may be, I keep saying he, could be she, right? She may be correct, and everyone has the right attitude, everyone's correct, but it's just a misunderstanding or miscommunication among something. And maybe you're just there to clear up the miscommunication. And maybe that's the way you have to position yourself as. And maybe he'll be, this person will open to listen to you. All right, Josie, I know it's not an easy situation. I've dealt with a couple of these before. Really, when people sit down and communicate, it all becomes a lot better. It's really a test of, and it's good that you're going through this test of leadership, because after this, you become a much better leader and know how to handle these going forward. This is Simon Chan.